Hi, Vishakha. It's a real pleasure and honor to have you here today. It's great to have you join, especially since we've seen such great changes and positive changes in India. So thank you so much for giving your time and joining us at this launch. I just wanted to kick off. So we just heard that the mobile gender gap in India is decreasing. What, in your opinion, has contributed to this? And while it's surely a positive sign, findings suggest there's still a significant gender divide in access and use of the internet. So why is this an important issue for Jio?
Thank you, Claire, and congratulations to you and entire GSMA team on the launch of Mobile Gender Gap Report 2021. Jio has been a commitment partner and an ardent supporter of the Connected Women initiative, which is why we always look forward to the findings of the Gender Gap Report. I honestly feel that the relevance and significance of this report is even greater in the current times when connecting digitally has become the new normal for everyone. Now, specifically to your point and reflecting on the findings of the report, it is heartening to see that in India we've made substantial progress in narrowing digital gender gap over the last few years, both in terms of mobile ownership and internet usage. Uh, I would primarily attribute this to the 4G-led data revolution in the country. The widespread reach of 4G networks, low data tariffs, and affordable devices have translated into improved access of mobile internet for all segments, including women. Jio has been leading this digital transformation in India. In fact, in India, the term Jio effect is widely used to describe Jio's impact in driving internet usage in the country. It's a matter of pride that today India, with its lowest per GB data rates in the world, has emerged as a global leader in mobile data consumption, leaving behind nations like USA and China. However, as pointed by you, Claire, we are aware that despite the headway in the last few years, women still have lesser access to internet and digital technologies. Going by the findings of your report, despite reduction, there still exists a 15% gender gap in mobile ownership. And that gap stands at 33% when we look at internet usage. Uh, at Geo, we understand the widespread ramifications of this digital divide for women. Being digitally unconnected, especially in times of the pandemic, not only deprives women from accessing life saving information related to COVID management, health protocols, or vaccination availability, but also prevents them from harnessing the benefits of important digital services such as online education, remote payments, e commerce, and so on, further increasing their prospects of exclusion and inequalities. Also, Claire, from an overall country perspective, we cannot achieve the desired economic growth if women are devoid of the benefits of the digital advancement that is taking place in the country. Bringing women in mainstream of economic life by empowering them with internet and digital technologies is absolutely vital to unlock the productivity and potential of our economy, which is why GEO stands firm in its commitment and resolve to advance digital gender equality. Providing inclusive and equitable access is a priority, and we will continue to put in our best efforts to bring more and more women in the digital realm.
Great. It's great to hear about your commitment and also the two sides of the story, that it's a really positive reduction, but we still have a journey to go. And we heard earlier that there's been a significant reduction in the gender gap in mobile internet use and smartphone ownership in India, driven by a range of factors, including improved affordability of internet-enabled handsets and phones. Now, Jio is an area that Jio has invested quite significantly in. For instance, with the Geo phone. So, I mean, it would be great to hear, what have your main learnings been from these initiatives, and what other steps is Geo taking to kind of address the digital gender gap?
Absolutely, Claire. Geo's contribution in democratizing internet and reducing the digital divide in the country has been enormous. Our simple and affordable tariff plans and compelling digital offerings have resonated with people across all segments, making Geo the digital backbone for more than 425 million Indians in a very short span. And in these last few years, we firsthand witnessed the transformative power of broadband and how it has provided leapfrog opportunities for millions of people. We truly want the benefits of this digital advancement to permeate to all segments, including women. In our endeavor to bring more women online, we've been consciously working to address the barriers faced by women in accessing internet and have undertaken several initiatives in this regard. As highlighted by you, Claire, one impactful initiative has been the GeoPhone. It has significantly contributed in bridging the affordability gap that disproportionately affects women. In fact, very early on in our journey, we had recognized that in order to drive deeper proliferation of mobile internet, apart from providing affordable connectivity, we also need to create an ecosystem of affordable devices. That is how we launched the JioPhone, which is our 4G enabled smart feature phone priced as low as $10. It has provided an affordable entry point for many first time internet users in the country, including a very large number of women. JioPhone supports as many as 24 Indian languages, and I'm happy to share that for more than 100 million Indians, JioPhone has been the gateway to internet and other digital services. Uh, in addition, recognizing the prevailing gap in digital skills, we have in recent times partnered with many organizations and amplified our efforts towards digital literacy and awareness programs targeting women. Another very notable initiative, which I would like to talk about, is our Geo Associate program that we had launched sometime last year amidst the pandemic. This has significantly contributed in addressing the challenges in distribution and last mile limitations for women. And clear through this unique program, essentially anyone can become a direct sales partner for Geo and start providing recharge and activation services to others by simply using our GeoPOS Lite application. So, besides providing easier access, it has also created an avenue for income generation for millions of people, including women. And this P2P application has seen huge traction with around 1 million active associates on a monthly basis. And I'm delighted to share that some of the top performers for this program are actually women. Uh, Furthermore, in our attempt to empower women, we have recently launched the Her Circle digital platform, which is a dynamic and comprehensive content, social networking, and goal fulfillment platform designed and tailored specifically to meet the needs of women. In fact, this has been conceptualized under the direct leadership and guidance of our foundation chairperson, Mrs. Neeta Ambani. We truly believe in this platform, and we feel it can go in a long way in advancing women's empowerment and also in promoting greater digital acceptance amongst women. Uh, Additionally, a very recent association and partnership with USA to launch the WGDP Women Connect Challenge across India is yet another significant step aimed at bridging the digital gender divide in India. Through this initiative, we endeavor to identify and provide support to innovative digital solutions and offerings and applications that are relevant for women and can bring a positive and meaningful impact in their lives. Uh, in conclusion, Claire, I would reiterate that the cause of digital gender equality has commitment and direction from the highest levels within GEO, and we will continue to explore innovative ways of promoting greater acceptance and adoption of internet based services amongst women.
Great, thanks. I mean, and those are amazing numbers you're sharing around the cost that you've managed to get phones down to, the reach you've had, and the fact that you've been able to launch all these new initiatives as well during COVID time is really impressive. So I would like to. So I'm asking, others this question as well. But as we see that COVID-19 continues to take its toll in India, it's very sad to see the recent outbreak. It remains to see whether these promising gains in women's digital inclusion will be sustained. So, as a final reflection, based on your experience and where we've seen such a significant reduction, what is the most impactful action that we can take?
Yes, Claire. The COVID crisis has impacted us in ways like never before. And while it's accelerated the pace of digitalization, it has also exposed the deep rooted gender gap in access to digital technologies. In fact, lack of digital access is already creating a gender skew in critical areas like COVID vaccination and education, with a large number of girls and women being left behind. We need to demonstrate utmost urgency in tackling the gender based digital exclusion. And in my opinion, the digital divide is just not simply a question of access to digital technologies, but also the knowledge and capacity to make meaningful use of that access. So, if I have to prioritize one action, I would surely go with intensifying focus on literacy and digital skills. Even as per the findings of your gender gap report, lack of knowledge and digital skills continue to be one of the top impediments for women in India. There is a huge proportion of women, especially from rural and disadvantaged communities, who, despite having access to broadband connectivity and a supportive handset, are barely using any internet based services. Their phone usage is merely limited to making basic voice calls. Even a simple phone search and navigation seems like a very daunting task for them. So, if we really want to harness the true potential of mobile internet, we must address these skill inadequacies. We need to accelerate our efforts towards creating and delivering customized yet adequately scaled digital training programs which can equip women and girls with the right skills to thrive in the digital era. And in order to maximize the impact and to create a greater pull for learning digital skills, it is imperative to raise awareness uh, and also create that kind of pull between women. We have to create awareness on how these digital technologies can actually help in addressing women's priority needs, be it online education for their children, accessing healthcare services for families, financial inclusion, or learning vocational skills, or any other women centric relevant service. Based on our own on ground experience in this domain, we have realized that in a country which is as diverse as India, uh, these capacity building programs and awareness programs can only be effective if the training toolkits and materials are adapted in vernacular language and capture the region specific nuances, especially if we want to make the desired impact in the rural areas. Finally, Claire, while of course the task of driving proliferation of digital skills seems daunting due to the sheer enormity and the scale of our country, I'm certain that with collective efforts and with the collective intent of all stakeholders, be it government, industry, academia, and social sector, we will be able to address the digital literacy barrier for women and kickstart their digital journey.
Great. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much for highlighting that. It's important to tackle not just one barrier, but so many barriers and all the different layers of exclusion that women face. It's not just about having a phone. It's about being able to use it in a meaningful way, and also giving us that hope that we can tackle this. Thank you really so much for your time. It's been a real pleasure to have you here and to hear from you, especially with what's been going on in India and what we've seen in our research as in terms of the reduction of the gap and what you've been doing. So thank you. Really appreciate your time and joining us for this event. Thank you so much, Vishakha.
Thank you, Claire. The pleasure was all mine. Thank you.